I'm just gonna go with it, right? People are just
what don't make dollars don't make
with.
sense to the industry, my boy. They don't sign.
Why so judgmental? Well, I'm judgmental because the way that they're trying to word their things, they're still holding on. It's kind of like pulling both. You're not like you're still pulling both sides, you know.
This makes more sense to me, so I'm just gonna go with it, right? People are just
what don't make
what
dollars don't make
with.
sense to the industry, my boy. They don't sign unless it make money and streams. And if it's good and it gets streams, they sign it.
Why does everyone in these videos seem like actual non-player characters in a Bethesda game?
Is hip-hop misogynistic? Spectrum. Jubilee. Let's watch. First question. Oh no. Hot takes is...
Fuck. It's gonna be brutal.
Black rappers are often better than other races.
Wow.
I think it's a racist point of view to say that it is often better. There are so many dope rappers that are black. There are so many dope rappers that are not black. Like, I don't think the color of your skin
I'm not gonna say anything.
determines your penmanship skill.
So much of the narratives that built and birthed hip-hop is also what built and birthed black community and black folk.
If you black and you come from that, and that's your struggle and that's your story, and it connects with the history of being, you know, oppressed, then you will always have that advantage, you know, from the viewer's standpoint, you know. But I wouldn't say just because of, like, you know, being black makes you better.
Well, the question looked objective about the statistics. So, but then
I like Lil Nas X.
To not respect how he's marketed himself and how he's bigged himself up, you know, using the tools at his disposal, but he's just leveraged it in such a smart way.
Like, I think that's so important to remember that, like,
wait,
hip-hop
what was the question? Huh?
Better.
I like Lil Nas X.
To not respect how he's marketed himself and how he's bigged himself up, you know, using the tools at his disposal, but he's just leveraged it in such a smart way.
Like, I think that's so important to remember that, like, hip-hop was never about, like, just, are you the nicest with a pen?
He's doing music.
It was
He's
just
good
like,
vibes.
yo, do you make things that people enjoy?
Nah, I agree with everything being said. You know, as another queer rapper who does a lot of gender bending and stuff like that, I think Lil Nas X has opened up a lane for other rappers alike that can thrive now because of that in the mainstream. Memo had Old Town Road.
Oh, I thought this was about the music though, not about the way things are marketed or whatnot.
In the car when he was driving up.
Hell.
Having a couple of songs on
Because the songs are vibes though. Like, dude, even when it's not a holiday, I still, dude, the other day I was listening to Holiday in the car. Shit's banger. Having a couple of songs on SoundCloud does not make you a rapper.
SoundCloud. It's not
Huh?
a rapper.
I mean, I
song
don't know. Like, I
disagrees.
didn't consider myself a rapper until I started making real money off that. So.
I mean, for me,
Huh?
you're a rapper if you rap. You could have no songs out anywhere.
Yeah, you could have nothing written anywhere. You could have nothing. You could still be a rapper.
If you rap, you a rapper. That's the way that I see it.
Then you on the wrong side.
Yeah, you're on the.
You
You're
should
supposed
be
to be
over
over
here.
here.
Oh, my fault.
This
You just in
guy.
your heart have been resonating with hip-hop and you've been writing your whole life and building that just for yourself, then you a rapper.
Hey, but not everybody on SoundCloud did that. I agree. You can have just a couple of songs on SoundCloud and totally be a rapping-ass rapper. But you could also have a couple of songs and you put no time into them, and then, you know, it's not enough for me.
What?
When click randomize
No, that doesn't
on
make
the
sense.
I got
custom
cotton mouth
character.
like a motherfucker.
What did he say?
Me.
I shouldn't have smoked. I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't even lie.
Really though, you should have shared, but it's
Yeah,
all good.
hey.
It's okay to call women bitches in lyrics.
yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
I strongly agree. Oh, come on.
The reason I agree is because I think you should be able to say
come
whatever
on.
the fuck you want in your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're okay to stand on what you say, then stand on it and say it. You know?
Yeah, it shouldn't be censored. It's just like, again, you asked the question, do we think it's okay? They
You
think
don't
it's
have
okay.
to deal with
we
the
don't- yeah.
consequences if you say something that's messed up.
Talk about
like
it.
if you got a white person, you know what I mean, nigga, like, right? You know,
God, okay, guys, my take is that, listen. I hope people don't paint me as a bad guy for this. It's not.
Why that
it's not
dude look
an
like his rapper name should
It's
be
not
Prima
an evil
Malone.
thought, okay? I promise it's not. It's not. I feel like the word isn't a slur, and it can go a lot of ways. It's a big umbrella of why it's used, how it's used, and who it's meant to describe, and the way that people interpret it. Some people like being called a bitch. Oh yeah, I'm a nasty ass bitch. Oh yeah, I'm a crazy asshole. Come out, hoe. You know, I don't think it has to do with girl and the only negative way you can interpret it. I feel like locking bitch in this one box or this one string of the word or the umbrella that says it's only towards women and this one and this characteristic and that, and it's like I feel like it's a dishonest and a misportrayal of the word and its usage, and it feels like kind of agenda. I feel like the word is fine and is sometimes is used maliciously. Just use with caution and moderate with caution, bitch.
Then I got to deal with the
Nice
consequences. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that's on them.
You gotta stand on what you say, you know?
I feel like the culture we in, it's like, that's just like the type of people
This
you
is
be around. Like
absolutely
girls be like, yo,
disgusting
you that
and
bitch,
vile.
like drop.
The only B word you should ever call a woman is beautiful, because bitches love it when you call them beautiful.
That shit, you know what I mean? Like they be hyping each other up. I don't like girls be like, yo, you that. Like the culture we in, it's like that's just like the type of people you be around. Like girls be like, yo, you that bitch, like drop that shit. You know what I mean? Like they be hyping each other up. I don't think it's ever like in such a disrespectful way. And like I guess it's kind of like it's like a filler word, kind of it can be, but like.
Hey, well, be a better writer then. You know, don't rely on the filler words. You know what I mean?
I definitely don't rely on anything, but it's just like.
Don't agree.
You know what
Don't
I mean?
agree.
Helps get the point across.
This guy that just talked. No, stop it.
But I think in the larger scheme of things, the majority of times where I'm hearing the word bitch in rap and hip hop is degrade women. You know,
Well, all the filler words that people use, with all the other terms, with everything that people use as bad words, as filler words, you're gonna nitpick and be mad at bitch. No, shut up, bitch.
you just go line after line, and it's just like, yo, fuck these bitches, don't trust these hoes. Like, it's just like, it's not like yeah, I'm uplifting my bitches. It's like, there's not a lot of that. But I do think it's important, and I think it's important as creatives of any genre to understand that our music exists beyond ourselves. So our intention is not always gonna be received the way that we think it is.
Like, I don't think any of us in here are being like, yo, I hate women. Or like, yo, I'm trying to be bad to women. But I do, right? But I think that the question is like, what does okay mean? What it comes down to for me is like, just personally, I'm not gonna put that in my records. I'm not gonna put that in my music, in my
And
vibe.
that's dope, homie. Like, you know,
Word,
like, yeah,
thank you.
You know, for anyone,
But,
like, whatever
but-
you want to do is dope, in my opinion, for any artist.
Yeah.
If you want to say some fucked up, I think we need crazy people to say crazy shit sometimes. Like, you know, fucking Dance with the Devil.
Of course, that's one of the first.
yeah.
Okay, so
Crazy.
Yeah.
we can all
Wild.
agree that that's one of the hardest songs of hip hop history, right? But I think we can also all
Okay,
agree.
as much as I agree sort of with the take that art can be like a lot of ways. Crazy doesn't have to be always offensive or include. It depends.
That what he's
though.
talking about is not right. But I think the culture needs the ability to let people express themselves. So we have, you know, like these big. So it's, or else it would be too. I don't know. It'd be too bland.
It's hard to rap about something
Guys, who the fuck is Pre Malone? Who the fuck is that?
other than money, sex, or drugs.
I don't know. It'd be too bland.
It's hard to rap about something other than money, sex, or drugs. 3, 2, 1, go.
Disagree.
Rap about what you want to rap about. Like, I think you're limited as an artist if you're gonna say like those are the only things that I'm out there, and that would be stupid. If you want to rap about that, that's fine too.
That's the only reason I'm over here, because it's not hard. It's definitely not hard. But I think it's what people want to hear, you know? And it's like, if you want to get in this industry and make a successful living off of it, at a certain point, you got to say what the fuck people want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone
Okay, some of these takes, I don't
wants money.
necessarily agree with
Everybody
that.
want to have sex. Everybody does have sex. A lot of people do drugs, or they've been impacted by drugs. So I think it's just
I don't agree,
inevitable
though.
that it comes out a lot, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, I just completely disagree with the question, right? Because I think like we've been talking about Lil Nas X. Old Town Road is just, I don't even, you know, it's just a Western song. And then, like, I think there's so many lanes right now that even if you're looking for success, Memo, like, I think there's niches.
How did those
you know?
people come up though? They didn't come up talking about all that spiritual woke shit. J. Cole didn't.
What do you guys want? Music talk a lot about that, and people receive that stuff. Doesn't mean that others aren't successful. Like it's not. I don't know, dude. Come on for me, dude.
People come up though. They didn't come up talking about all that spiritual woke shit. J. Cole didn't come out talking about that woke shit.
Actually, J. Cole might have.
No, J. Cole might have, yeah. J. Cole might have.
Kanye definitely did. And success is also such a spectrum of what the hell does that shit mean? Success like the 1% of artists that are making millions of dollars per feature, or also completely eating and living and paying all your bills that you need to, and also got some money to vacay and pay for the album,
and
but you know,
fans,
and have fans
yeah,
and have a sustainable career, right? And in that way, you absolutely can be successful in having a niche market. I mean, I'm doing it right now.
Hip hop is misogynistic. 3, 2, 1, go.
I just stay in the middle. I just stay in the middle, just because I'd go to somewhat agree, and then I could find an argument for me to be somewhat disagree, and I'd be like spinning in circles around the yellow line, to be honest.
There are a shit ton of misogynistic artists, misogynistic lyrics, misogynistic songs, misogynistic practices. There's a shit ton of work to be done in terms of like what that narrative and how we influence people to think and not to think, but I can't say that the whole culture is misogynist. I mean, we're all hip hop, all of us here, right? I'm not a misogynist.
So whenever I hear like a question about hip hop, I always think about what Mos Def said in '99 on Black on Both Sides, right? He said, yo, people ask me, Mos, how's hip hop doing? Like it's a giant living up in the mountain, like it's some creature. And he's like, hip hop is the people. You know, I do think that it's a problematic question though, because why are you singling out hip hop for that? You know, I think the world is misogynistic. I think that country music is misogynistic.
Absolutely. When do we start making the choices individuals to look for that, to seek out, to not even just be complicit?
That take had good and bad in it. I think the ending was pretty good.
And, oh, well, that's just how it is. We also have to make that extra effort to bring them around. We, as gatekeepers in our own communities, with our own genres, in our own, you know, cities, we have to be the ones to move forward. And until we do, that.
No, he's right in the sense that it's always like this though, dude. Like the elites, like cool, big ass, famous and rich. Yeah, they want to have like a bunch, you know, like a bunch of bitches, a bunch of hoes. Yeah, man. They want to be a player. They want to have all of it, and that comes across as misogynistic. And that's not only in rap music. That's in a lot of areas with elites or what at the top, and they're balling out. That's just. And that's what they do. That's what people do when they ball out. So they have a lot of leverage to get what they want, and they want that because that's just what people want. It is what it is. So yeah, by nature it is.
And
what he said
I don't know.
True.
Like I've always thought that whole like step an extra way to go do certain things. Like me like going to get a woman on my project because I just want to get a woman on my project is disingenuous, you know? Like, if you make hard shit, there's always gonna be people that are gonna fuck with it. That's the bottom line.
I agree with it and I disagree with it. I agree with it in that that's the hip hop I love. You know, M said, growing up, it didn't matter what color you was. If you could spit, then you could spit. That's it. That's what it was, right? And right now, so much of what people see from hip hop is marketing. The person who pops up at the open mic and is super nice, and the people in the community respect it, but they never get that extra little push.
But that's because
you know?
that artist that makes the decision to go to the open mics is not pushing themselves to the point to get to there.
Yeah, but it's not an even playing field from the jump.
I mean, I'm not confused.
Because systematically, women and queer folk and people of color, you know, they are on different levels in terms of resources, even unconsciously. The same folks, you know, that are at the open mic and how they're pushing themselves, each time they push themselves, there are other people that kind of validate them or allow them in higher and higher up, and they see this, you know, this dope white rapper, and then they see this like, you know, young women of color rapper, and then it's just like, you're like, well, this is what I'm more familiar with. This makes more sense to me, so I'm just gonna go with it, right? People are just
choosing don't make dollars, don't make.
I actually don't agree with this, not even a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think at this point in time, I don't think people give a shit and people gatekeep and hold people down. If people make good stuff and they post it, if people make good music, if people make a product that people want to consume, they consume it. If people make a good song, a good rap, or whatever, on whatever platform, nobody cares what they look like. No, nobody really cares. If they make a good product that they want to consume, they consume it. End of story. Who's going to gatekeep them? Are we going to log into YouTube and remove the views and remove the likes and are gonna remove their followers? No, they don't. They don't, because they consume the product, bitch.
Makes sense to the industry, my boy. They don't sign shit unless it make money and streams. And if it's good and it gets streams, they signing it. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, sure, if it makes money, if it makes
But look
streams.
at Lil Nas X is gay. He's motherfucking top of the world right now.
Yeah, but
Listen,
that's one gay rapper in a world of 100 straight rappers.
Yeah, it's, wait, because dude, it's new, it's emerging. The ways to get famous with the rap game are evolving. It's getting easier, and it's also called progression. He's right, you know, it makes sense, but it's what's called progression. Things get there. People don't change overnight, motherfucker. What do you expect? America, everybody to just wake up all of a sudden, yeah, boom, and 60 gay rappers, 1 million Asian rappers, everybody's rapping up in this bitch. Oh, no, man. Yeah, I get it. I don't agree with the general consensus of people and what they think, but it doesn't mean that we have to get to the conclusions in one day. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Or more, thousands.
Then get out there and do it, my boy.
Yeah,
Come on, if he can do it,
ain't
you
that
can do it,
easy.
homie, straight up.
I've always wanted to be a rapper. 3, 2, 1, go.
What would you say? I was wanting to be a rapper. Yeah, man.
3, 2,
You
1.
strongly agree. You guys should see my bars. They're straight fire.
I grew up in a neighborhood in a time where it was the aftermath of the war on drugs. So I lost my father to gun violence when I was 4.
Oh.
And, you know, he was shot 22 times. I lost a lot of friends and relatives. And then when I heard 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album, it was like, he's telling my story, I feel. You know, he carried me through a time where it was a war going on in the hood. And I was like, man, I feel like I want to do what he's doing and offer that same hope to people in my community and share my story, you know? So yeah, I knew once I was like 11, 12 that I wanted to rap, you know?
So the first time I ever
That
wrote
was a good
rhymes,
testimony.
I was 5 years old. I saw Run DMC as the musical guest on All That. I busted out my composition notebook and I was like, that was a sick song. I gotta write all the lyrics. I had the beat in my head. I wrote lyrics from my own memory. It was probably whack as shit. I was like 5 years old, but I showed it to my uncle the next day and I was like, yo, check this out. I wrote this like Run DMC remix. And he was like, this is fire. You gotta keep this up. And I say from that moment, that was like, this is what I need to do. I need people to hear my lyrics. I take pride in my penmanship, and I just want everybody to appreciate the lyrics.
For me, I feel like
You know what, guys? I feel like you should edit this in a way that the testimonies went like in a crescendo way. I feel like coming from this guy and his story, going to that guy. Oof,
after high school,
what
like I was freestyling in high school
anticlimactic
and
as
stuff,
fucking.
and like the homies was like, "Yo, you kind of fire with the freestyling," but like I never took it serious.
I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the guys. Like, oh yeah, I still rap. My father's been shot, so that, and he was like, yeah, man, I wrote some bars when I was 8, and I showed this to Uncle Steve. Like, I don't know.
And I was like, nah, Steve,
guys,
nah, dude.
whatever. I just
At a certain
watched the
point,
video.
I was like, yeah, rap, music, it's fire. So
I don't know, I started fucking up in school towards the end. I wasn't feeling that shit, you know, and I just fucking started grinding with the rap shit, you know. I never had no job. Luckily, I fucking, right away, like, my first shit started taking off, so I just kind of like, that's when I wanted to be a rapper, you know? Like, is once I started seeing, like, I dropped my first bullshit song, and that shit started going crazy, and then we just repeat and repeat and repeat, and that's when I want to be a rapper, but.
I definitely not always wanted to be a rapper. Actually, Rico Pabon is a Puerto Rican rapper from New York, very underground, was the first time that I saw like a contemporary Latino rapper that was doing something, and I think that's when I first started to think that like, oh, I guess Latinos, you know, they kind of look like me, can be in rap.
So I grew up in Delaware, you know what I'm saying? Like as a Chinese kid in like, you know, suburban Delaware, there weren't a lot of those kinds of voices from the margins. It was hip hop that was like giving me that guidebook, giving me those pathways through.
It was one of his songs.
So because of that,
Link it.
I've always wanted to be a rapper. And like KRS once said, right? I am hip hop. It's not something I do, it's not something that I try to do, it's just who I am, and that's where it comes from for me.
It's not bad.
Rap
It's not-
is damaging to young people.
Ooh, I actually
3,
kind of, you know what?
2,
Guys, this is gonna be a terrible take. This is gonna be my most bad take. I actually agree with that.
1, go.
I think it can be because you can put some like really young kids on to like what we was just talking about, money, sex, drugs, and like.
Actually, I'm gonna go neutral with this one. Because you can't limit the art because of the in my opinion because of the extent that how people are going to interpret it. I think you should be allowed to do and say your story and whatever you want and what's happening with you, without thinking about how it's going to influence people. Because then you limit art and you cut its legs off like super hard.
That's typically for older people, I would say. Like, you know, once you graduate high school, it's like more common to be around that stuff. But like, you know what I mean? I think it can just like, I don't know, it can be damaging, you know what I mean? Like
movies, music, video games, like to put blame on all that stuff for influencing people, like their actions. I don't know, to listen to something and then act on it and then blame that for what you did, that's just a cop-out, you know, so.
I would say because if a mind is not fully developed and they're exposed to a certain.
It is a cop out. I agree, but sometimes it's just the way that it's done, guys. Sometimes the way that it's done. Sometimes like dude, come on.
Kind of rap too early, then it can distort like their perspective on things. If the parent isn't there to introduce it to him. So for my son, I'm not gonna play, you know, an Eminem album to him or whatever, or a T Grizzly project. Now when he's older, I'll lay the foundational principles down about, okay, here's life and here's what this means. And I would say your music should evolve, right? So for me, if I grew up on a corner when I was 13 and now I'm traveling to LA doing a show, I should talk about that and not just say, yeah, I'm still on the block robbing people, because I'm lying. You know what I mean? Like people want to grow with their artists and the people they look up to. Like what we see Jay-Z doing with 444, like.
Talking about manhood, talking about success. And,
and acknowledging his mistakes and also, you know, walking people through that process. That's important, you know.
It sounds so weird because it's like going against my argument about the bitch thing, but it's really how I feel though. Like I don't fuck with how so many people like are promoting all this drug use and shit and pills. You know what I'm saying? One of my brothers OD'd like a fucking month ago, you feel me? If you're gonna talk about it, you also need to let motherfuckers know, especially if your audience is younger people coming up.
Guys, I super agree. I would think, but it's
have a responsibility to say like, you know, at least let them know what the.
It's a tough topic. Finding a way to translate both sides in a way that's incorporated into the art is always difficult. I feel like.
The fuck they're getting into, you know? If I'm not promoting that shit, they're gonna go to someone who is, you know? If the same way to say like, I could tell people as much as I want, don't pop perks, don't do pills. For the people who really want to do that shit are gonna go, they're not gonna want to hear me, you know? They're gonna want to hear people who are talking about that shit. So I guess.
That's not a topic.
I don't.
Okay, you know what, dude? I'm gonna give you a good metaphor. What about when somebody gambles on stream? Great example. I think it's a fantastic example, right? Even if I gamble all fucking day and I influence people to gamble because I'm doing it, gambling, and every time I'm winning or whatever I'm playing, I'm saying, guys, but don't gamble, you're gonna lose all your money. Can I say it enough that it equalizes the balance or it heals the possible damage? Not really. It's why it can't be a one-to-one like ratio where things get flattened out. It's just kind of impossible. And I think that was a good analogy. Because it's never it's just not good enough.
Me saying having a song can really make a motherfucker change his life around, you know? Like
Dang,
obviously.
Don't undervalue yourself, G. I feel like, I mean, think about yourself. You're in music because music also means something to you, right?
Yeah.
It's resonated and built so much value in you and built yourself up. Like, maybe not.
I was be like, here's $1,000 on blackjack. Oh, $3,000. Don't gamble.
One song, but it's an entry point. It's a door that opened up. And, you know, to kind of tie back into the conversation, I think even beyond being artists and creators, we have responsibility as men, as members of the community, right? To be thoughtful with our actions, right? Considerate with our words. And then especially as creators, just to know that our shit exists beyond us for the positive and the negative. And to just take that in stride and understand there's only consequence from our actions, good and bad.
And that is officially a wrap.
Hey. Oh, real? Oh, shit.
Those are some good points.
For sure, bro. Good to meet you.
Yeah, boy. Hey, my boy. Appreciate you. You get your flag, yeah.
I would think giveaways and getting to friends equalizes it. Actually, I think the exact opposite. What the fuck? If you promote gamba and then you give money to people, don't gamble it, and then they'll probably spend money that they can't afford to lose. Motherfucker, what are you on about? That is so incorrect. What an incorrect take. Wait, that was a terrible take.